I was so scared at first. I was like, oh my god, how am I gonna learn 10 episodes?
Right.
But once you get there, I think once you do a few scenes, like you really just become your character, and then when you get the scripts, it comes so naturally all of a sudden. It's really hard to describe, but I feel like it's almost easier doing a TV show because you're that character for 4 months. Whereas like when I did Level 16, it was only like a month of shooting. But it really comes naturally, and then we did read-throughs all the time, and it was really great. Billy and all of us got to sit, and we would talk about our scenes before we did them, and sometimes add things in, and little family banter. So, I mean, the prep was scary. I was terrified at first, but once I got there, everything was great. And also just working with people who are so open and welcoming and easy to work with also added so much to it too. So it was good. It's easy.
Well, you guys can all, anybody who's done a movie can answer. It's not like...
Because since you're your character for so long, you just start to like know what your character's like gonna be like in that scene, so it's a lot easier. And we also we had a house and we all like lived together, so at night we'd literally read our lines together, and it would make it so much easier the next day.
Oh yeah, right.
We would all do face masks, like
And face
everything.
mask. We put face masks on Spencer.
I brought my face mask.
What were the 3 words that you described yourself? Say that with a face mask on. Puppy love something?
Puppy love, outcast.
Puppy love outcast with a green face mask on.
With a green face mask. I think that with a movie, you have kind of you have the beginning, middle, and end all laid out in front of you. So there's a lot more thought that goes into where you're taking it. Whereas with a show, you have no clue where it's gonna go. So there's a lot more spontaneous choices and you got. I think it requires kind of a bit more presence in terms of where the other actors are gonna take it and where you think it's gonna go. Because with a movie, you can just kind of be like, oh, well, I know how it ends, so I can figure it all out.
Yeah, that's kind of what I would say too. Is sometimes if you're working with Aaron Sorkin, this doesn't happen. But a lot of times when you're doing a series, it's not Shakespeare, and when the writing's not consistent with the way you've created the character, especially when you start to get 6, 7, 8 episodes into season 1, and from that point on, the writers are pretty cool about if it didn't come out of your mouth exactly the way they wrote it, or if we trust you to say it in the rhythm of the way you think your character speaks. So sometimes the words will shift a little bit, and you have much more latitude doing that because you establish trust over a much longer period of time with the writers. But you're right. The thing that's really shocking is that in a movie, you know how it's going to end. Sometimes you get rewrites and things will change in a significant way or in a minor way. But I've had friends that did a television series, and they get the script for episode 17 of season 3, and they start talking about the bisexual experience you had when you were in college.
Why are you looking at me?
Because
You see that?
I wanted to present that to you.
I didn't have a bisexual experience in college.
That's exactly why I threw that at you. I just want to see where that went. So and all of a sudden you're like, okay, wait a second. How did this happen? Don't you think if I had known that I had that experience when I was 19 years old, that it may have informed everything that I've done in the first 2 seasons and the first 16 episodes? They can throw stuff at you because they're just going for the cool stuff. They want the laughs, or they want the drama. They want it to be brilliant too. But it's sweeps week.
Yeah.
So, John West, when he was on that college wrestling team, things got a little sideways. Don't get any ideas. Right?
You guys listen to the writers, so call me into that one, okay?
That's the thing.
Punish him when we're done.
That's the thing with television, is that it's like the wild. No pun intended. It's the Wild West.
And on that note,
The Wild
people,
West.
I want to thank you all so much for coming out and seeing me.